sleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream.
Welcome back to Ripe Avocados, episode 26. As you can see by the title, we are doing the widely renowned former Broadway musical and current Broadway musical Wicked, starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. And I'm going to kick it to Sean. Let's hear what this thing was about.
So, Ariana Grande plays Glinda, or Galinda, in the movie. And Cynthia Erivo plays Elphaba, the soon-to-be Wicked Witch of the West. Or turns into the Wicked Witch of the West towards the end of the movie. But basically, it follows... I mean, anyone who's seen the Broadway musical knows kind of the story, but for anyone who hasn't, it follows the perspective of the Wicked Witch of the West, so Elphaba, and kind of her story growing up. And Glinda is telling this story from her point of view to her followers. And she basically just tells them the story of how they were kind of rivals at Shiz University, which is the worst name for a university, but they were started off as rivals. Elphaba, of course, has green skin, so she's kind of ostracized by all her classmates, except for the one evil professor, who wants to just like harness her powers for God knows what, building an army, I guess. And Glinda is the popular girl at Shiz University. She's just like the blonde ditz that like wants to be popular and famous and be the best witch ever. But basically it's just it's 2 hours and 40 minutes of them having like high school drama at Shiz University, and then it turns into Elphaba saying, you know what, fuck this. Like, I'm powerful as shit. I don't need to be told what to do. I'm out of here.
Yeah. And I should have added it is part one of
I did not know that going in. I heard 2 hours, 40 minutes. I was like, okay, they're going to wrap this up. And I like right at the start, the title screen is part one.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
We're going to be back here a year from now reviewing part two for sure. And Sean's going to be like, dude, this should have been 2 hours total. We all know how he feels about time. So we're going to do all our scores. Let's do all our scores, and then we'll get into the review here. So entertainment, I went 7.5.
Entertainment was an 8-1 for me.
Okay, characters, I went 8.2.
Characters, I went 7.5.
Cinematography, I went 9.0.
Cinematography, I went 6.9.
Damn, that was not intentional, was it?
Nope.
And then writing, I went 7.5.
Writing, I went 6.5.
Okay, so where do you want to start? What are your first takeaways of this?
The singing was incredible.
Okay.
So I
Okay,
have never seen Wicked in its totality before.
Oh, yeah,
I've never seen
neither
the
have
Broadway
I.
show,
Neither
anything
have I.
like that. But I do like musicals a lot. I have seen shows on Broadway. So I'm a big fan of the scene. So I've seen songs performed on YouTube of Wicked. So I've seen Defying Gravity, the original Broadway singers sing it, and it was incredible. I mean, it's just a great song. And I gotta say, look, I didn't know what to expect. I know Ariana Grande is a good singer. I hadn't heard anything really of Cynthia Erivo before this. I don't know if you have.
Why is it so hard to say her name?
I don't know.
Arriva.
I just want to say, I don't even know what I want to say. I want to like twist some syllables around, but I thought their singing was incredible. I thought they hit the bar on all the songs. All the songs were fun. But yeah, I don't know what you thought of the singing.
I agree, and like I said, I haven't seen the musical either, and I am not a anti-fan of musicals. They're not my favorite, but I do appreciate them. I'm a big fan of La La Land. Right off the bat, though, I think La La Land is a better movie than Wicked, in my opinion. It's not it's not as grand. Like Wicked, the production of this movie is insane. the colors and everything, it really embodies what I think the land of Oz is supposed to look like, which is intentional. Everything looks like a sugar plum or a fucking like piece of candy.
I mean,
Including, like, the
Ariana
outfits
Grande
and everything.
Yeah, Ariana Grande's floating down in a pink bubble. Like, it doesn't get more
Yeah.
Oz than that.
It does. I do want to add too. I think Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, that was smooth right there. Erivo,
Yeah.
they did a fantastic job as the leads, and I think Cynthia Erivo should probably win Best Actress for this role. Honestly, I think Ariana Grande was great, but to me, she was just playing Ariana Grande. It was very reminiscent of what I would picture her personality is in real life. Not to say she's some
besides the fact
spoiled
that she
bitch,
wasn't-
but she's not. I don't know if. Oh, finish your thought.
I was just gonna say, besides the fact that she's not madly in love with Ethan Slater's character.
Yeah, that was probably a little. I didn't even realize they were a couple. I went with
What?
Fran, and she was like, "Yeah, that's her man in real life," and I was like, "That's fucking awkward." She's making out with Jonathan Bailey.
Dude, that's literally SpongeBob from Broadway.
I didn't even SpongeBob was on Broadway, so that just shows
He
you
plays
how
like the
out of touch
live
I am.
action SpongeBob.
Damn.
You know,
Yeah,
she stole, like, he had a wife and kids and he left them for Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I did know that. I did know that. But to be honest, no. So getting back to it, Ariana Grande is not. She's a good actress. I think she's great, and a lot of her one-liners of just being this ditz, I think you called it before, they work very well. She's just playing this very. She's very like in her own bubble, no pun intended. She thinks everything should be handed to her. There's a part where Elphaba gets the attention of the evil witch, who I forget her name already, like her character in the movie, but her friends like Bo and Yang and her other side henchmen come up to her and are like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "I didn't get my way." And they're like, "Oh my god!" And they like pick her up and carry her off like off screen. I was laughing at that part, and there's a lot of other parts like that in this whole, especially in the beginning of the movie.
The side characters were hilarious. They were the funniest part to me throughout the movie. Like, when they carry her away, the chubby Asian guy's just like, someone get her a pastry. And it's just like,
Dude, that's Bo and
just
Yang.
like, what else is he in?
He's in SNL.
Oh, is he really?
He's like one of the big, yes, he's one of the big cast members on SNL right now. And there's like some backstory on that because him and Ariana Grande are like really tight. So she wanted him to be in the movie so bad. So his work schedule throughout this was ridiculous. He was like flying out to England. I think they filmed most or all of it in the UK. And he was flying out on weekends basically to shoot this for I think it was like 5 months or something. And don't fact check me on that, but I did see it. It's probably on Wikipedia or DuckDuckGo or something like that. So it's definitely legit.
Dude,
And
filming
he worked his
anything
ass off to
about
get this.
Oz, filming anything about Oz in the UK is kind of crazy because it's all rainbows and sunshine, and it's just cloudy and mucky over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the reasoning was behind that, because a lot of it, there's definitely a lot of CGI in this movie,
Yeah,
and I just think it wasn't overdone. I thought Emerald City looked pretty cool. I actually said this to you off camera, but I thought that visually this movie just looked really clean to me. We obviously have this drastic scene at the end when she's doing Defying Gravity. She gets on the broom and she just turns into fucking like Voldemort. It's insane. She's like flying over the skyscrapers and whatnot. And I actually thought that looked pretty cool, even though obviously it's very fake. But
yeah. No,
for the most part, it's all practical. Most of the effects are very practical, and I think it looks pretty clean.
I thought it looked decent. I will say, I thought the CGI. I was watching Elphaba fly around into the clouds and stuff, and I was like, why can't Marvel do this? Like, why does Marvel have the worst CGI ever, but Wicked is over here making this look decent?
Yeah,
I can't understand that.
it's a good question. They just peaked after Avengers, and I don't really know who's writing their scripts anymore, but they're fucking dumb. They're fucking really dumb.
Facts.
But yeah, so I thought the characters in this movie were great. especially just the leads. I thought Jonathan Bailey's character was really good too, and he played the prince pretty well. A random plot hole I noticed was why the fuck were the three main characters not required to wear their uniforms and everyone else in the school was? Like, the prince, Glinda, and Elphaba all just wore whatever the fuck they wanted. And that was completely normal.
Yeah, the rules just don't apply to them.
I guess.
They're all too good looking for everyone.
Yeah, and I didn't really understand the scene where they were doing puppets on or whatever this shit was on their head. I got what they were getting at was Elphaba's weird and Galinda's gonna be her friend, but the original dance when Glinda was just doing it by herself was like really dumb. I thought it just looked really stupid. I haven't seen the Broadway musical, so maybe she does some iteration of that in the play. But Fran was fucking bawling as this was going on. I was looking over, I was like, "What the?"
She
fuck
was crying.
Yeah, like full tears. So and then after, I think Ariana Grande does it again before she goes off to Emerald City, and there was some more precipitation after that. So got very hot and heavy in the movie theater. We were in like the way back too, because that's the thing, dude. This movie is so popular.
This movie was packed. We were trying to get tickets. Everything was sold out. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, I was in line behind 25 people in probably 5 lines on either side of me, like total. So probably damn near 100 people just trying to order popcorn. And I was there like 10, 15 minutes before the movie should have started. So whatever time it airs at, I always try and get there at the time it's supposed to air, because as you and I know, there's previews, so you don't have to get there right at that time. But if I'm going on an opening weekend, I will. But I'm just getting popcorn and like a soda, if anything, at the movies. I'm not
big spender.
Yeah, I'm not getting pizza or hot dog or anything like that, because it takes time.
Anyone that gets a pizza and a hot dog at a movie theater, first of all, gotta have a lot of money, because a pizza and a hot dog and a drink is probably like $75. But second of all, I don't want to be sitting next to some dude eating a pizza, because I don't want to smell the pizza the whole movie.
Yeah, and like the crinkling of the paper and whatnot. Like the popcorn sound doesn't bother me. If someone's eating popcorn, even if it's loud, it doesn't really bother me. But
I'd be throwing popcorn at motherfuckers.
Yeah. So but yeah, so that's good movie analysis there. But anyways, yeah, it was just really packed when I was there, and I wasn't even on opening weekend. I believe it was 2 weeks removed, and there wasn't an empty seat aside from the front row in like 100-person theater. So there weren't like true psychos up there. I'm sure opening weekend it was full on, sold out.
Yeah, it must have been, because I just went this past Tuesday and it was still so packed. Like, we had to get seats in the front row. And Joe was sitting in, like, a chair I think they just brought in to add another seat. And it was just
that's a handicap chair. I think so. The one that's just by itself in the aisle?
Yeah. Well, it was like half a foot away from the rest of our seats.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was just like this old red chair that just looked like it was probably haunted. And
did he park right out front too, just in a blue?
Well, I drove. Okay. So yes, I did park with a nice little blue sticker in my car.
Yeah. So overall, like we mentioned, we both gave Entertainment a high grade. I wouldn't say this is the best musical I've ever seen. I'd probably put it 2. I haven't seen Les Mis either, and I know Les Mis is supposed to be pretty good with our boy Fat Maximus over there.
Yeah.
But haven't seen that one. I wouldn't say... I would recommend this, though. Definitely would recommend this to others. And I have since then, especially play people or theater kids. Play people, that's not...
That's not
Cut
PC,
that.
bro.
Cut that.
Play people.
Play people will obviously love this movie. And
the Timothy Chalamet's of the world.
Yeah. Bros... Well, I don't know. Did you see Timothy Chalamet picking College Game Days? He's
got ball knowledge.
Dude, he picked like Ohio University over Miami of Ohio, and the entire panel picked Miami of Ohio. And
he's got the script.
He looked like a T-Mobile salesman up there.
Dude, he looked
panel.
like Lisan Al-Gaib. That's who he looked like.
That's the meme I saw. It was all of them picked this, and it was a cut, and it was Javier Bardem below him saying like it's Lisan Al-Gaib with like these eyes as he picked the one correct thing out of there. So yeah, that's our entertainment analysis of Wicked. Is Timothy Chalamet knows college football,
Yeah.
but what other gripes do you have with it? I mentioned some of the plot holes, just the costumes and whatnot. I know Sean's gonna say you fucking hated the length of it. Here we go.
Well, okay, so the middle part of the movie was just so long, and I mean, I guess I get it. I don't know. It's not like the Wicked musical play is 6 hours long.
Do you know how long it is?
No, I don't. But there's no way it's 6 hours.
Yeah, how long do you think it is? I know.
I would have guessed 3 hours.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes long, the whole musical.
Okay.
And that includes the intermission.
Okay. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, the whole middle part of the movie was just like Harry Potter, but Harry Potter having like real life middle school drama.
Yeah.
Like, it was just this weird back and forth, just set in the school, set at Shiz University the whole time. And it was just like, I mean, I get it. They're building up the characters. And to be fair, I didn't know there was a part 2, but I was hoping there.
Pissed
Dude,
at the
I
end.
was I was pissed at the start when I saw part 1. But
oh yeah.
But I don't know, just the middle part definitely dragged out a bit for me. I know I kind of shit on movies sometimes for being too long, but I don't think this movie needed it. This movie
Sometimes.
easily could have been a 2-hour movie. But again, I fucked with the music. I can't lie. I love the music.
I will say that I think Cynthia Erivo has a better vocal better set of vocals than Idina Menzel, which is kind of crazy to say.
Whoa.
In terms of Defying Gravity, and this is all based off me just playing shit on Apple Music and watching YouTube, never seen the play. But
yeah, that's fair. That's the same as me.
Her Defying Gravity is crazy. Like, her range on that song is incredible. I've only seen Cynthia Erivo in The Outsider on HBO, like the Stephen King adaptation. It's a miniseries. It's the only other thing I've seen her in prior to this. But she's a great actress in that. Obviously, in this movie, like I mentioned,
I don't even remember her in The Outsider.
She is the detective. She's not a detective, but she has...
I know exactly who she is. They visit her or whatever. She's like the PI that...
Kind of. She's not a private investigator. She's some sort of... She has like a ability to speak through mediums to see these like dead people and whatnot.
Right.
It's just a total Stephen King curated character. I swear he has someone like this in all his like dark adaptations. Yeah. Like Danny Torrance is like the first one that's coming to my mind, but she's great in that, and it's completely different than the hunky-dory, jolly Land of Oz, but it shows her range and whatnot, and I think she's a very, very good actress.
Very talented.
Yeah, and she does a really good job not carrying the movie, because I do think Ariana Grande does a great job as well, and they have good chemistry, and both of them have a good character build as well. And I've seen The Wizard of Oz too, so I do appreciate how... I know that what is this guy's name? Baum, Baum, is the last name of the guy that created The Wizard of Oz. And these Wicked, and he created other adaptations, is a different writer who wrote them in, I believe, the 90s. But it was much more recently. Wicked, the musical, came out in 2003. But I do appreciate the secondary the secondary view of a villain like that. I think it's kind of cool. It's not an original piece of work, obviously, or I think technically it would be, but he's taking all the ideas of the original, story and turning it into his own piece. But I think the story within itself is very entertaining, and going in blind, I think I did get a lot out of it. It was better than I thought it was going to be too. Because
Yeah.
all
Oh,
I'm hearing is
100%.
it's like the best movie of all time. I'm like, no, it's fucking not. And it's not the best movie of all time. But in terms of theater experiences, this was probably one of the better ones since our famed Top Gun Maverick, which was like 3 years ago at this point. But again, Top Gun Maverick, I've watched 10 times out of 10 over this. Maybe on the 10th turn, I would watch Wicked just to like mix in some singing and dancing. But then I want to see Tom Cruise like blowing motherfuckers up and shit, you know?
That's fair. Hanging onto the side of a cargo plane, scaling the tallest building in Dubai,
Yeah. Yeah.
instead of Ariana Grande changing outfits in her room for like the umpteenth time.
But they
you
were
know-
kind of funny. They were kind
No,
of funny.
they were. But I mean, I thought I would put Alien Romulus over this. Just thinking about movies this year, like
Yeah, I think Alien Romulus is better, and I think the Iron Claw was still better. I still stand by Zac Efron should win Best Actor, and Hugh Grant is up there for Heretic. I would nominate him, but I wouldn't say he's the winner.
yeah,
And maybe Lisan Al Gaib too. I know we were talking about him before. So
yeah, for sure.
just a few names, but Cynthia Erivo
Or maybe
was
this
fantastic.
Bob Dylan movie might get.
Yeah, but
Timothy the
it's a
Nod,
fucking
but-
biopic. I can't stand. Biopics.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. They're built for Oscar noms.
Our Oscar noms would not include that. Well, I haven't seen the movie, but it's just like we've been talking about horror movies and cinematography. It should just be nerfed. When you have a biopic, you should automatically like bring down the ceiling of what it can be, because it's just telling the story of a person. It's not an original script. It's not whatever. That's probably not that hot of a take. I don't know. Some people probably love biopics, but you're just boring people if you do. Like, we all know what happens to Bob Dylan. He's still alive. Like, you could just look it up on Wikipedia. And they're gonna Hollywood.
You can ask Bob Dylan.
Yeah, if he still remembers. That dude's taken a lot of drugs in his day. But yeah, so Wicked. I don't know if you have anything more you want to add.
I thought Jonathan Bailey as the prince was great. I've never seen him before. I don't know what else he's.
Oh,
in,
you haven't
but-
seen? Well, he's in Bridgerton. That's what
Okay,
a lot of people
okay,
know him from.
that?
Have you seen Broadchurch?
No.
Dude, that's an underrated show. It's a BritBox. I think BritBox is... Well, it's a British show. It's a crime... It's like a murder mystery show. It's 2 seasons. But the woman from... Oh my god, what is her fucking name? Finish your thought. There's a very big British actress in this movie. Not physically big, but like renowned.
I thought Jonathan Bailey's character as the prince, I thought he was fantastic. His songs were fun. He was a fun character. I did not know he was gay. Or like, because I hadn't heard of this guy before this movie. And we're watching the movie, and he does his first song where he's like standing on top of the table singing and starts dancing. And Preston turned to me and she was like, "Hey, you know this actor is gay in real life?" And I had just seen his first dance move, and I instantly knew. I was like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to tell me. I know this guy. Like, no straight man can move that well."
Yeah.
While singing and dancing. I had also heard in this movie, that the songs weren't like pre-recorded, like they were sung live while shooting it.
No, they were.
That's insane too.
Well, that's just an ode to the musical and like trying to adapt that. And you know that Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth were in that. They had that cameo scene. We should shout that out. That was cool. The actress I was talking about before was Olivia Colman. She's in Broadchurch. Look her up. You've definitely seen her before. This show's underrated though. I think my parents actually watched this and told me about it, which is not usually what I get my recommendations from. Yeah, it's just she plays a detective, but Jonathan Bailey is a news reporter in the show. It came out in 2013, so he's fairly young in it, and that's
What do
the
I
only
know
other thing
her
I've seen
from
him in.
though? Oh, I know her from Fleabag.
Yeah.
Oh, and in The Lobster. Okay. Oh, she's in Hot Fuzz. Jesus, she's in some classics.
She's in a ton of shit. Yeah, she's a good actress. So yeah, but yeah, that's Wicked from two bros here, and it was better than we thought it was gonna be. And
Yes. I went
would
into
recommend-
it. I went into it thinking I was gonna hate it,
Yeah.
and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I didn't think I was going to hate it, but it exceeded my expectations, like I mentioned before. And that gives us a final score here of a 7 point. Should we round up? It's a 7.65. So is that 7.7?
That's a 7-7.
Okay, we'll round up. 7.7 here for Wicked. That is episode number 26 of Ripe Avocados. All our reviews can be found on our website, which will be linked in our bio. You can go check those out. And tell your friends to go see Wicked. Until next time, see you later.
Deuces.
I dream of the places I've been with you. Always sat with the stream flowing